Hello all, Dave Paolo from Maximus Internet Marketing. This is Web Wednesday number 16. Sorry I had a 2-week hiatus there. My wife and I had a baby, so coming back from the hospital, things at home, things have been pretty chaotic. I'm in a different setting. I'm working pretty remotely at the moment, so just wanted to, that's why I was there the last couple weeks, and thank you guys for watching today. So today I want to talk about the news, online news, where people get their news. And a couple things kind of brought me to this. A few months back, I put something on my personal page on Facebook, and it was partly a joke and it was partly serious, and I wrote, social media has ruined society. And when I said that, I was looking at negative parts of that. And what I mean was, the people just constantly arguing and bickering all the time, all day, and it seems almost like some people's full-time job. But also other things too. I mean, it's a very fake and misleading world. You see these people who might be models, or they might not even be their real photos. They could be touched up photos. You see people portraying a life that they might not live. They act like they have a ton of money. Maybe rented that car, might not be a real watch. They're asking you to send them money so that they can help you be rich. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on, and then it makes people, do dangerous things to try to get there. They try to keep up with the Joneses, or people can hurt themselves trying to look like something that is almost an impossible goal. So that's what I meant when I brought that stuff up on my Facebook. But a couple people had wrote back and said, social media is where I get the majority of my news. At the time, I was like, oh, well, I wouldn't do that, but, maybe people do. And I looked into it a little bit. And the reason why is a few things came up in probably like the last month of news, maybe not so much news, but different things being shared on social media being taken down. Whether it be a video from a comedian, a group of doctors, which you guys probably saw a lot going around this week. And what's being told is that, there's new fact-checking policies in place. And that's why some of these videos are being taken down. And, depending on where you lie on that and what your feelings are, you may like that, or you might not. You may say, yeah, that this stuff isn't true and it shouldn't be on there, or you might say, I think that this could be true and might still need to be looked in. What gives you the right to take that down? So that brought in a lot of questions for me, and it made me think, if so many people are trusting social media and online for news, how trustful is it? I mean, we already know mainstream media. I'm just going to use two, for example, Fox and CNN. I mean, they're completely biased and have agendas. And look, if you can't admit that now today, I don't know what to tell you. And that's both sides of it. So that's obvious. And there's so many other news outlets out there, but them two, I'm just using an example. So my question is, how biased are these online channels, and then also social media itself? And the reason why I bring this up is, at that point, how trustful can you be of this news or what's being spread? And the reason why I say that is, there's a couple things that you need to ask yourself here. And again, look at it this way. You may be on the right side of that one day, and you might be on the wrong side of that one day. So, in my opinion, all censorship isn't really good, because, like I said, at one point you might say, hey, I totally agree with this, but who knows, next week it might be something that you believe in, and that's being censored now. So, that's something you got to think about, because the questions I want you to ask yourself is, one, how trustful is this news? Is it biased? Does it have agendas? Two, who's fact checking the fact checkers? Who's to say that someone who could sit there and immediately say something is false and take that video down did all the necessary investigating to to actually come to that decision. I mean, that's hard. And lastly is, think about, by controlling the news and controlling the narrative to people and controlling what people believe, that's a lot of power for somebody to have. It's a lot of power for a company to have. That's a lot of power for a company that owns multiple companies to have. So is that too powerful? Do they have a responsibility that they're not fulfilling? And then throw in the data of it all, and that's even more power, a ridiculous amount of power that most people don't even understand. So I throw that out there because I want people to think about this. And you could say, hey, look, if you don't agree what Facebook's doing right now and Instagram's doing right now or YouTube or any other, you don't have to go on there and you don't have to use their platform. And that's true. You don't have to watch Fox News, you don't have to watch CNN, you don't have to watch you don't have to do any of this. But there are lots of people that do, and lots of people that believe everything that they say, just on trust. And if that's not true or correct, that's dangerous. And you see it. I mean, you see the stuff online. You see sound bites, half of clips, clickbait stuff. It's not always the full truth. It paints a picture that might not even be 100% true if you don't see the whole entire video. That's disingenuous in my opinion, and it's not the full story. And then it's on us to almost go out there and do some more research, Google different things, look on different platforms that are out there and try to find the real truth. I mean, now you're doing their job. You're doing the news reporter's job, because you got to go out and find your own truth. So just think about those things. And I bring this up also because there's actually a hearing today, and there's multiple companies going to an antitrust hearing, Facebook being one of them, Amazon, Apple, and I think Google. So, some of these questions may be answered today, some may not, and I don't, just think about this stuff. Think about the power of online social media, the news, how you get your news, and should you trust it or not? Should you believe it all? Or should you take it with a grain of salt and go out there and look things a little further and try to find your own truth? So just want to throw that out there. A lot of things going on out there in the news and society. Thanks for joining Web Wednesday number 16. I will see you guys next week. This is Dave Paolo from Maximus Internet Marketing. Thank you.